All right, I'm going to say something a little controversial here, something that I read online and kind of struck a chord with me. And it said, a true wife is a virgin, and the rest of the females out there that aren't married are concubines. Now, what does that mean exactly? What that means basically is if the girl is not married and she's out there riding the CC, she's basically a concubine, right? She's basically the village bicycle. Now, what's a concubine? A concubine is clearly a woman who is owned by several men, who sleeps with several men. Okay? And at the end of the day, this makes a lot of sense. A true wife is a virgin. The rest are concubines, right? Obviously, that's going very much to the extreme, especially these days. But I would say if the girl is married in her 20s before she hits her 30s, I think she's good to go. But if she stays out there and keeps riding the CC, and she basically turns herself into the village bicycle, then what is she? But a concubine, right? What is she but that? I mean, maybe it's not the most polite word, but again, this was something I read online. I really wish I saved the article because I was trying to go back to it and find it, and for some reason I couldn't find it. But that was something that struck a chord, and I was like, okay, this is interesting. I'm going to do a whole coaching video on this. It just kind of gives a new, I mean, it's basically what I've been saying on my channel the entire time, you know, basically that after 30, you know, the chick turns into damaged goods. She has psychological problems, mental problems. That's usually the case. I mean, you know, even though I've gotten some hate for that, you know, because as much as everybody's has agreed with those coaching videos, from time to time I'll get one or two like damaged females over 30 who will find my social media. Like literally, these chicks have stalked my social media and sent me like nasty, like really like viciously nasty messages based on that coaching video alone. And I always tell them, like, really, are you really that triggered over my YouTube video? And I'm like, this is for men. Why are you even watching these videos? It's always personal attacks. They'll go like write paragraphs of personal attacks trying to cut me down. And it's like, wow, all because I said women over 30 who are unmarried, still single, or damaged. You know, then right to the personal attacks. But it just tells me who they are, right? Obviously, they're clearly that. They are clearly what I described. That's why they're so pissed off and angry and triggered, because I described them to a perfect T, right? Hey, you didn't settle in your 20s, you know, and I mean, based on some of their emails, like their hater emails, I'm like, I think this is beyond the fact that you rode the CC. I think this is more kind of lurking into the fact that you probably have, you know, you have a mouth that doesn't quit, where no guy wanted to be around you. You're just way too toxic. And most guys, if you were even the least bit cute, probably just had sex with you and took off because they didn't want to stick around and hear that mouth. Now you're over 30, you're still single and can't hang on to a man. And now instead of spending your time trying to better yourself and trying to find a good man, you're like watching YouTube videos, getting triggered, and then stalking the creator on his Instagram or Facebook and sending gnarly, like, hostile messages because you're so angry. It's like, dude, what does that say about you? But it just goes back to the fact that, yeah, if you're like over the age of 30, still single, unmarried, and especially like we talk about on this channel, if you're hot, right? That's even more of a red flag, because we know you had guys lining up, right? Yeah, guys lining up, willing to give you the world in your 20s, willing to just basically fund your entire life, right? Basically, like, just fund you for the rest of your life. Whatever you want, girl. You want this car? It's yours. You want free housing? It's yours. Come live with me in my mansion. You know she had plenty of guys like that. How come she wasn't able to hang on to a single one? There's a problem, right? And those girls usually constantly, like, they stayed on the CC. Does that make them a bad person? I'm not the one to judge on that. Does that make them a, you know, like, Good wife material? Probably not. Does that make them like potential marriage material? Probably not. That's why they're still single. Try not to get too tied up with the vernacular here, you know, for the women who are going to hate on this. But it was an article that I read that I thought was very interesting, just because of my own knowledge on the subject about, you know, the more sexual partners that a woman has, you know, the more guys she sleeps around with, the less able she is to pair bond with one guy, the less able she is to form a long-term connection with one guy. She's constantly going to be thinking about all the guys she banged in the past, all the alpha chads, all the jerks, all the bad boys, and then she's constantly going to be thinking about all the new guys. If she's out with you and she sees an attractive guy who looks like, you know, the guys that she used to bang in her 20s, like the alpha chad, she's constantly going to wonder to herself if she still has it. It's now become a part of who she is, right? And no man on this planet wants to be with a woman, much less marry a woman, who's had 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 sexual partners, right? Nobody wants to be with a chick who's had all those guys up inside of her, you know, and totally like cum blasting her, you know, in her vajayjay, on her face, on her boobs. Nobody wants that, right? Nobody wants to use 1992 Toyota Corolla DX with the balding tires. Nobody wants that with the faded paint, right? With the clear coat peeling off. Nobody wants that. It's usually women who don't care about that stuff, right? It's like usually women, like the more women that a guy has slept with, the more she's attracted to him, because it shows social proof. It shows that he was desired by other women, because women have herd mentality. They have groupthink embedded into them. So they need to see other women surrounding a man to feel that that man is valuable. Whereas for men, we don't need social proof. We don't want to see a woman surrounded by dozens of men in order to know that she's hot, right? If we see a girl and she's hot, we know it. And as a matter of fact, we don't want her surrounded by other men. We want her for ourselves, right? We want her for ourselves. Whereas for women, they don't want us for themselves. They want to see competition, right? They want to compete against other women. I really believe they get off on that. As much as they complain about it, nothing gets a woman off more than other women wanting her man, especially hot women. So don't believe it for a sec, right? But at the end of the day, if the girl's not married, she's a concubine, right? She's a concubine. True wife? Yeah, a true wife should be a virgin in a perfect world, right? Unfortunately, the world's not perfect, so chances are you're not going to get a virgin, but at least get something close to that. A woman who's been with just less than a handful of guys. I mean, usually more than 10, I don't like that. If the girl's in double digits, I really don't like that, especially if she's still in her 20s. I don't like that, right? Neither should you, because that should tell you something about her. But if you're marrying a girl and she slept with her high school boyfriend and maybe her college boyfriend and then you, that's not so bad, right? That's not so bad, rather than her telling you, oh, yeah, I crossed double digits, you know, before I turned 19. That's not gonna work. You know, for guys, we don't like that stuff. For women, I mean, if you're a girl watching this, you know, I hate to say it, every guy that you have sex with, that you don't bond with, that you don't form a relationship with, and you're just letting him use you for sex, you are devaluing yourself. So every guy you do that with, you devalue yourself more and more and more, and you're hurting your ability to pair bond with an actual partner in the future if that's what you want to do. Right? And most women I talk to, that's what they want to do. But in the meantime, they want to ride the CC and they don't want to get off. They want to buy an annual pass every year on the CC and they want to keep riding in the carousel. And then when it comes time to get off, they're shocked as shit that they can't find a man to settle with. The truth is, there are plenty of men you can settle with, but you have now lost your ability to pair bond with men. Okay? You've lost that ability. And with that said, I'm going to wrap up here. Until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets. Do not forget to smash that like button below. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so that you are notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on my YouTube. Okay? And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill content that I am teaching you guys even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months Mastery, where I'm teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s, the same exact type of women that myself and all of my coaching students are out there approaching and closing every single week in every part of the world. I am not kidding you. I have students in every part, all 4 corners of the world now, right? And these guys are out there gaming all the time with success and getting the girls that they want to in their lives. They're not settling. They're not, like most of our high school and college friends are, where they just kind of, didn't learn this stuff, so they settled for the first like semi-cute, semi-fat, semi-pudgy, okay looking girl in their social circle. No, when you learn this stuff, you will not have to settle for that. You will be able to get a bomb-ass girl who is above what you're used to getting out there, right? An 8, 9, or 10 into your life, and many, many more like her. You won't be stuck settling for that one cute girl in your social circle. Instead, you'll have an abundance of options to choose from. And right now, it's only $1 to get into 7 Months of Mastery. It's only $1, and it's real easy to sign up. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video.